Good morning, my name is Jo and we're going live today to talk about those days where everything just seems to flow. So I'm going to wait until Facebook builds an audience while I share with my other groups, and we'll get kicked off when a few people join us. Alright, we've got people starting to come on. Hi Adam, nice to see you. I feel like I've already seen you this morning because I saw, I think, your repeat from your Facebook Live last night. Thank you, it was great. All right. Okay. That looks good. All right, good morning. My name is Jo, and today we are going to have a bit of a chat about those days that just seem to flow. My name is Jo Wise from Jo Wise Leadership. Our new website is coming up very, very soon, which I'm excited, and I'll be sharing with you probably in the next couple of days. So it's really, really exciting. The reason I wanted to have a bit of a chat to you this morning about days that flow is because I've had one of those mornings this morning. You know those mornings where you wake up and it just feels like, touch me, you'll turn to gold. There's days where, this morning I woke up just naturally, really early. Thanks for the thumbs up and the love this morning. Got up, did my meditation and my yoga, had a nice shower, all before my son even woke up. You know, we got breakfast, we did all the morning stuff, did washing, even got washing hung out before school drop off. I tinted my eyelashes and eyebrows this morning. It just seemed like I had so much time, everything was in flow, and everything was easy and effortless this morning. And you know, of course, I love those mornings as much as anybody else does. But one of the things I've noticed with myself and also with my clients and people that I speak to, when we have these days, we put so much emphasis and focus on them as if that's the way we want them to go, our lives to go every single day. Because I mean, imagine if your life went absolutely perfectly every single morning, everything was in flow, you know, just like this morning. You know, we even got to school this morning with time for my son to play. His lunch was in his bag, his water bottle's in his bag, like everything went really, really well. But when we have these days, I think sometimes they can set us up that that's the expectation for every day. So when we have days that aren't like that, we can sometimes, and when I say sometimes, a lot, when we don't have days that work like that, that are a bit more clunky, that are a bit more, feels like we have no time. You know, you get to school and you realize lunch is not in the box, or you know, you've got a whole bunch of emails before you even, you know, hit the decks at work. You know, you get neighbors knocking on the door for some reason. You get, you know, all of the extra weird stuff that sort of tends to happen in life. You forget money for, you know, ice block day, all of that sort of stuff. Sometimes when we're having days that are a bit more normal, we tend to compare them to those days that are in absolute flow and give ourselves a hard time because we can't get it all together all of the time to have those days every single day. I think this is really interesting because I remember when I first started running my business years ago when my son was really tiny, having these very similar conversations with people all of the time about this. And it's something that has just come up again with people, you know, that I'm speaking to again recently, because we have these days that are in flow every now and then we hold them up there at the pinnacle that we want to work towards it and have that every single day. And when we don't, it's like everything else falls short. And that can lead us to disappointment and frustration and annoyance and all of those other things. And it also sometimes leads to us giving ourselves a hard time. So I want you to go out there and yes, have those fabulous days. Of course, it's one of the things that I love to do. Hi Alison, nice to see you. I love to have those mornings. However, I want you to just have an awareness, and this is a reminder for me too, of course, like all of these Facebook Lives are. I want you to have a reminder that life's not about being perfect. We're people, so we come with the problems built in. Days are never going to flow perfectly every single day. Thank you for the love. Now, I'm not standing here and saying, so, you know, drop your expectations, expect everything to be crap and then you'll be never disappointed. I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm saying is when things go well, take and are in flow, then take the lessons from that as you can. One of the things that I thought about this morning was, I was like, wow, it's like, you know, it's like my morning had so much time, and, you know, I just fitted so much in, and it all just flowed beautifully. Good morning, Leonie. Thank you for your love this morning. And so I paid a little bit of attention about what's been happening the last couple of days, and I wonder what led me to have this fabulous inflow morning this morning. I've been really great with my meditation, taking a bit of time to myself, my yoga in the morning. I went to a yoga class yesterday. I've been much kinder to myself again over the last few days. And I think those things, well, I know those things absolutely have a huge impact on creating mornings like I had this morning. So tomorrow morning might be a whole different morning. And what I'm not going to do is compare it to this morning and go, it needs to be perfect all the time, give myself a hard time for not reaching that high expectation, that beautiful flow morning. I'm going to look out for the lessons in that day as well. So when you have your beautiful inflow, touch me or turn to gold mornings, then appreciate them for what they are. And when you have your other mornings that don't tend to be like that, or a little bit more clunky, like a lot of us tend to be a little bit more used to sometimes, morning Rachel, then I would like to usually start doing 3 things that I was thinking about that I'm going to focus on with these things as well. 1, notice when you have those beautiful inflow days, what led up to that? How are you in your mind? How are you feeling in your body? What have you been thinking about? What have you been spending your time on? How have you been? Have you been kind to yourself? So having a bit of a notice of those things, because they will absolutely lead you to be way more flow, more regularly than you have in the past. And then when they're not, have an awareness of that as well. Notice the very, very similar things. Have you been kind to yourself? How have you been treating yourself? How have you been speaking to yourself? Because those are the things that have the biggest impact, I know, for the way my days play out. Yeah. Also, yeah, Rachel's like, I definitely need this message today. Thank you, Rachel. Yeah, people are quite often saying that. Oh, I needed to hear this today. Great. So take a breath, Rach. You know you've totally got this. Yeah. The second thing I want you to do, so the first thing is notice what you've been doing and feeling and being differently when the days go beautifully and when the days don't go so beautifully. The second thing is to acknowledge what type of a day that you're having, whatever it is. So acknowledge it and learn from it. So again, for me this morning, I paid attention and thought, okay, so what's been happening the last couple of days? How have I been feeling? How have I been treating myself? How have I been speaking to myself? Have I been taking care of myself? And of course I have been, and I've been having much better mornings the last few days. So notice it. Second, acknowledge and learn from the days that you are having. And if the day is not so great, then be gentle and kind to yourself. And just acknowledge the day that you are, because even when they're in that space, you've got a couple of choices. You have a choice to either sit in that and just ride it for what it is. If you're feeling really crappy and your morning's been clunky, then sometimes it's okay for you to allow yourself to totally sit in that and just feel the feelings that you're feeling without judgment and whilst being kind to yourself. If you don't have the time or the inclination for that today, because you've got something on, then that's when you can start to learn from it and make a choice to change your mindset around that day. So I always believe that and this has been a very, very tough lesson for me to learn, but I do believe that it's important for us to allow ourselves to feel the feelings that do come up for us. However, I'm still navigating that myself as well, and it's not always convenient for me to be able to sit in my emotions if I've got work or I've got some things to do. So I might schedule that for a bit of a later time. So allow yourself the option of either sitting in how your clunky day and allowing that to ride it for what it is for a little while, whilst being kind to yourself. And the third thing is making a choice around what you want to do next. Are you going to sit in it, or are you going to change that mindset and choose something different for that day? But it doesn't, when we have those days that aren't perfect and aren't clunky, they're just days to learn from. Not all days are going to be perfect. As I said, we're humans and we come with the problems built in. Things can flip very, very quickly from super crappy to super fabulous. All of those things have lessons for us though. So thank you for the love. Have a fabulous day. I'm only doing a pretty short one today, so if you've got any questions, please ask. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you probably tomorrow, and I'll be sharing my new website with you in the next couple of days. See you soon, and enjoy your day, whatever type of a day you're having.